Welcome to the double feature of Smcakdown and Rampage. I don't remember what number this is. This might be 3 or 4. I might not even number it. But here we go. I'm going to make it clear. I'm going to forget something on SmackDown. I'm going to forget something on Rampage. This is what you're going to get. I'll try my best. Now, we'll do SmackDown first. Opening of the show. I missed about a minute, 2 minutes of the opening of the show. It was a mistake on my time. Because I was looking at something. I forgot what time it was, so I missed about 2 minutes of the beginning of the show. So I didn't see the accident. I saw the aftermath when Drew was beating the crap out of Karrion Kross. They grabbed him, they drew him away, and you see Karrion basically sprawled out in an SUV with his woman. So he's messed up. So that's the part I missed, and I apologize for that. But was SmackDown good? It was good, particularly one thing. For me personally, the one thing I was interested in, but I'll explain that in a minute. We get a match between Sami and Kofi Kingston. Now, before that match happened, two things. One, you got the New Day trying to hype themselves up to the fans, saying that they're still the longest, well-known, and well-loved tag team champions over 400 some odd days. So they're doing that because the Usos are almost close to their own record. I see them surpassing it. But the question's going to be, once they surpass it, who is next? I hope not the New Day, because I don't want to see the New Day. And you guys tell me below. You wondering how Big E is doing. The last time I saw him, he was on Battle of the Brands. That was like a month and a half or 2 months ago. And he was just sitting there watching them play games. So I'm hoping he's all right. Maybe he's not cleared yet. Or maybe, just maybe, I don't think he's doing it. He had a shoulder problem. I think it was his left shoulder or his right. He can't raise it this very high. It's like this. He can't go all the way up like this or anything. So maybe while he's out, he might have gotten surgery on his shoulder as well. I doubt it, but that's just me, guys. Tell me below. Then we get Solo, we get Sami, and we get Jay. Right before the match starts. You get a little bit of a talk between them all. Solo's sent away because he had the Fatal 4 at the end of the show. And then Jay and, once Roman called up, talked to Sami, talked to Jay, it has been made apparent that Jay must let Sami win. So, we got the match. Was it a good match? It was alright. It wasn't a bad match. I wasn't having a problem with it. After the match was over, and this is later in the night, you see Solo getting ready for his match, and Jay is trying to make it clear, I saved your ass. And in between that, it's Sami who's saying simply, I won that match, I did great, but then Jay's making it clear, I saved your ass. And he's trying to get his baby brother to agree, and he says, no, because the only thing I saw was Jay. Nothing. I didn't see nothing to Jay. But when it came to Sami, I was watching Sami. Sami did his job. And I'm glad to learn something from you. And Jimmy, not there. Jay's... You know the reason why I'm botching so hard? Is because I'm worried. Because they're doing something with Jay. Interesting. That he may break away from the bloodline. But will they go there? No. They're going to do possibly something between him and Sami, where maybe they'll become odd couples. And instead of Jimmy and Jay, it'll be Sami and Jay that might go into a tag team. I don't want to see that. I want to see Jay do something special along with Sami, but I don't think that. Something's telling me they're going to bring these two together, and they're going to have them as a tag team for a little bit, because they're going to do maybe nothing with Jimmy, but they're going to do something with Jay. That's just me. Now, we get... Let me give it to you like this. Did I care about Braun Strowman? No. Do I care about the two jobbers he destroyed? No. Do I care about Omos staring down Braun Strowman because he's a monster amongst monsters? Really? You got Omos, who is not that great of a wrestler. I'm not against him, but I just don't think he's had enough training. Honestly, I don't think he was ready to come to the main roster just because he was big. That was Vince's mistake. I'm telling you right now, Vince made a big mistake bringing him up. He was not ready. And I still don't think he's ready. But then you now have them supposedly on the same show. And it's making my scalp itch. There's a good chance these guys are going to have a feud. Or at least a match at Crown Jewel. I believe Crown Jewel is the next show. So I'm going like, really? They're trying to make this important using MVP to try and hype it. And I got no care about it. I don't want to see Braun Strowman go up against Omos. Omos is not good. He's not good right now. And then you see Braun Strowman came back. Yeah, his work ethic is still kind of like this. But he's still over. People are still loving him. So even though when you watch that match, when he was supposed to powerbomb one of the two jobbers onto the other, he could barely do it. He was sloppy. That shows you that he hasn't really done his due diligence. He was sloppy about it. I don't want to see these two together. Not because I hate them. It's just that you got one who's not that well trained, who came up too soon, even after being on the main roster for a while, and one who just came back, who looks like he hasn't really worked that much on this in the skill set, and he's still a bit sloppy. That's just me. Now, you got, should I go there? Should I do this now? This is the one that made me happy. This is the one thing I truly cared about the most. You got the Maximum Male Models. And I'm going, what happened to LA Knight? When I heard that he wanted to divorce from the Maximum Male Models and no longer be Dupree, I'm going like, really? And then you see that he's going to have a match against Mansoor. And he comes out in red trunks with his lettering off center. As you know, when it comes to Eli Drake, baby, he is the quintessential LA Knight, the alter ego of Eli Drake. I'm like, yes. Look, I know everyone wanted to see Bray Wyatt, and so did I. But which one do I care more about? Do I care more about Bray Wyatt, or do I care more about LA Knight? Me? Ow. LA Knight's my boy. I have seen this man since 2013. 9 years I've watched Eli Drake in Impact Wrestling and outside it. Whenever I saw it, like when he went to over to NWA and over to, what was it called? The Primetime Network? I can't remember the name of it. It's been a long time with that show that was going along with West Coast Wrestling or Hollywood Wrestling when he was there. During the pandemic, he went to NWA, then he went back to West Coast Wrestling or Hollywood Wrestling. Can't remember. But I watched him for 9 years. I've always known from the very beginning this guy had something. Not everyone did. I was one of the few who spoke about it on YouTube, and look where he's now. He's on SmackDown. He's got his gimmick that he came in with NXT. He is now there. That is the person that I will probably be watching when it comes to SmackDown. Don't care about anyone on Raw. Barely at all. SmackDown is LA Knight, and that's what I care about. He won his match. Let's move on. Yeah, almost forgot. Had to do it. Now, I know I got to remember that he did have a nice line basically saying that I'm no longer with that ham and eggers over there. They ain't nothing. Let me talk to you. I'm putting everyone on notice that this is LA Knight's show now. This is it. He didn't say it like that, but that's me. Let's move on. Now, we got the 6-woman tag. I didn't feel anything with it. I don't even know why they did it. Yes, I know why they did it due to Roxy and Cora Jade in that situation, but did you need to have a 6-woman tag to let Roxanne look like something? I'm sorry, I think someone's exercising above me. So if you're hearing noises, that's someone dropping weights. But I don't think they need to do a 6-woman tag. And pretty much, I believe the heels won. Did the heels win? Hang on a minute. Let me see. Yeah, I believe the heels won. They did. I'm forgetting the You know the reason why I'm forgetting Damage Control? It's not that I don't love Bayley. I do. It's not that I don't love Io Shirai or Dakota Kai. It's that where are they going with the damn titles? Where are they going with the tag titles? Tell me, what am I missing here? Why do we have NXT titles and WWE titles? Why didn't they combine them by now? Why do you have to keep them separate when it would be so much better that you will show people from each brand on one set of titles? I just don't get why they're doing it. Now, we get Leodo. No. Hit Row had their issues with Deodo El Fantasma. I know I'm mispronouncing it. I'm bad with names. I've barely seen El Fantasma. Now I got to see them because now they got Selena Vega in the corner. The woman they had before, I can't remember her name. She's not there. It's now Selena. Selena is the one who's basically doing the job. And to be honest, it makes perfect sense. When you see the match they just had, Selena compared to the other woman is able to get involved way better because she is still an active member of the roster. And she can make them look good. And I'm not going to go into if B-Fab looked good. She did, even though she's like a stick. And when it comes to Top Dollar, honestly, I don't like Top Dollar. Not that I don't like him as a person. I just don't like his character. He don't do it for me. I don't like him. They need to redo his character. He's missing something for me personally. The other two are fine. But there's something about Top Dollar I'm not connecting with. It's not because he's bigger than me, not because he's a fat ass, because he's chubby. There's something missing. I don't know if it's his ring style. I don't know if it's the way he talks. There's something missing. He can rap well, but everything else doesn't seem to be right. And in the end, El Fantasma won. So the question is, how far they're going to push him. I think they're going to push their asses high. I'm wondering how high. And once they get there, what would they do with them? That's just me. Let's see here. We got the Fatal 4-Way. Oh, almost forgot. Sonya Deville came back from NXT. She had several things to say about Liv Morgan that didn't take it too lightly, and Liv, as she's talking, whooped her ass and basically did her Jeff Hardy impression, jumping off top of a scaffold onto a table. I don't know where they're going with Liv Morgan. Are they trying to make her the new leader? You're going to try and make Liv Morgan a leader? Are you seriously trying to make Liv Morgan leader? I'm botching here because it feels like they're trying to make Liv Morgan the new leader for the current era. Now, could it work? Maybe. But they're going to have to make her sell a lot of those type of stunts. And she's going to have to take a lot of pain. She better hope she don't jack her neck like Lita did. Because remember, Lita did that. Let's just hope she don't hurt herself. That's if that's where they're going. Fatal 4-Way. We got a situation. Here's where it gets interesting. Ray, before this match happened, was early in the morning. Well, not in the morning, early. Here's where it gets interesting. Ray wanted to quit. And I think this is where I'm getting upset because instead of Ray, I don't understand why they didn't go there with this. They should be doing this at Survivor Series. Maybe they will. But Ray needs to face Dominic. I don't know why they don't want to go there right now. They should have already started setting this up for Dominic to go against Ray. But maybe, like I just said, maybe they're waiting till Survivor Series to actually go through with this because they don't have an option. But after what just happened, they're not doing it unless Triple H changes his mind. because Ray went to Triple H, said, what's been going on with my son? I can't face him. I can't fight him. He wants to do this. I gotta quit. And he says, look, calm down. Let's go to my office. Let's talk about this, okay? So they go to the office. Later in the night, when it's time for the Fatal 4-Way for the number one contendership for Gunther's IC title, we're supposed to have Ricochet. We're supposed to have Solo Sikoa. We're supposed to have Sheamus. We're supposed to have, well, once they said Karrion Kross was out, I had a feeling, okay, they're not going to put Ray, are they? They put Ray. And at this point, Ray is now SmackDown. He's not a Raw wrestler anymore. He's SmackDown. So, what I just said isn't going to happen unless Triple H switches him back or something gets set up that Judgment Day goes over to SmackDown because it's stationed in Raw and they beat up on Ray again before Survivor Series. That's the only way. Was the match good? Yeah. The thing I kind of wish had been done before this was Sheamus against Ray, because they've never really gone up against each other. In all the years, and they're right, in all the years, I've never seen Rey Mysterio go up against Sheamus. At least not on the main roster. In dark matches, maybe. I don't think they have, but I've never seen it. And seeing Bray, well, not Bray. We now get Michael Cole, and we get Wade Barrett, I'm about to say Bray, Wade Barrett on commentary. And the reason I botched this is that why is Michael Cole jumping from one show to another to another? Now, of course, he's not in NXT. That's where Booker T is. Booker T is with Vic, what was it? Vic, what is Vic's last name? I always forget his last name. But pretty much, you don't have him in NXT. But Raw and SmackDown and the pay-per-views, you get Michael Cole. In pay-per-views, Raw and SmackDown. They wanted to slim that mess down because it was just too bloated. I understand that. I understand it. But here's the question. Is he pushing himself too hard again? Not saying he's going to hurt himself, but you guys tell me below. The match was good. In the end, Ray won. I was not surprised. I wasn't. I was not surprised. Solo did look good. And with the 26 beats of the Bowery onto that damn chest of his, that had to hurt. I don't care who you are. And you guys tell me below. Sheamus still has those scars on his shoulder. And his shoulder is all beginning to turn really blackish almost. Orangey to blackish. Woo, he still hasn't healed yet. He needs to take a break. Sheamus has been going non-stop for almost a month already. He needs to take a break and allow his body to recover because he's been getting his ass whooped left, right, and center by Gunther. I think he needs to take a break. That's just me. You guys tell me below. But that was the show, at least until Bray Wyatt. This is where it gets interesting. Bray Wyatt does his stick coming out. He uses his... Let me give it to you like this. Was the music good? Yes, I like the music. He came out and he acted real. And I like that. I like that he acted real. Then his alter ego showed up on a Titantron saying, what are you doing? You're lost. I'll take care of you. It's time for you to go away. He wants to take over. But taken away from that, I really didn't like how he was talking. Because that was the actual Wyndham Rotunda. Saying that you guys wouldn't leave me alone. You were worried about me. Like I said, like many people did, that Wade Barrett, Wyndham Rotunda, was going through a lot of mess. Supposedly he lost 2 people that died. I think his dad might have died. No, not his dad. His grandfather died, I think. So, and then also Brody King. Brody Lee. Not Brody King. Brody Lee died. So he lost 2 people. He's gone through a lot of stress. I knew he would. So it's good to see he's back and he was showing his real side before he had to actually do his stick. So I did enjoy that. So this show wasn't bad. The only thing I really loved, and not saying I didn't like the Bray Wyatt segment, I did. It's not LA Knight is on his own and he will rise. That is what I see. Now, time for a little bit of Rampage. It's not much here. Okay, opening. Claudio Castagnoli and Mox versus Butcher and the Blade. I didn't expect them to lose here. I knew they were going to whip their asses. Was it going to be physical? Yes. And did they win? Yes. Did Mox say what he needed to say to hype up Tuesday's show? Yes. And he used a little bit of a Claudio to help him do it. Claudio kind of acted a little stiff when he was doing those lines, at least until the last one, but that's just me. So it's fine. And also you got Hangman Page watching on a flat screen. Like all the time. I wish they would stop doing that. I wish they would. I wish there'd be something different than them watching on a flat screen like they used to with TV. I think they need to come up with a better way. Now, here's where it gets stupid. I'm sorry. I can understand. Let me crank that back. Before I saw Jade Cargill, I thought this was absolutely stupid. Honestly. Because I was told that Jade was going to go on vacation. But she's still here. So it's not stupid, at least until she goes on vacation. And if they don't drop it to somebody, the only other option they got is for Jade to hold on to it while she goes on vacation. So that's what I was thinking when Nia Rose went up against Anna Jay, and it was for the title, which she has no freaking control over that damn title. It made no sense for her to try and defend something she didn't win. She just stole it. So she kept the title. And then Jade Cargill came down. And this is where it gets interesting because she did get security. That's Nia. She wanted to make sure Jade couldn't do anything. And Jade came down after the baddies couldn't get through the security. And she whooped that ass. Now, in this situation, compared to an Impact Wrestling, and I will get to them in a few minutes. I have to because of the ending of the show. Comparing this to an Impact Wrestling, like with a Tessa Blanchard, or maybe a Tasha Steelz or someone like that, going up against big guys next to a Havoc or a Jordan Grace, the only person I've ever seen that looks legitimate that can whoop a man's ass easily is a Jade Cargill. Other than Camille from NWA. She's the only other person. So you got Camille, you got Jade Cargill, you got easily, I think she's the strongest out of all of them. And that is going to be a Jordan Grace, and then last is Havoc. I'm just saying it. But once you saw that knocking everyone out with forearms, she acted like a damn face and let Nia Rose run away. So it's like, this is kind of like choppy booking for me personally. But at least it's not her going on vacation and letting Nia Rose take the damn title because she could. I'm just glad about that. I don't know how to feel about Cassidy going up against Ethan Page because they cut into that really quick. But I know I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because yes, Ethan Page won, and now all three contracts for Cassidy, Quinn, and I guess I need time to figure out if Jeff Hardy and Private Party are going to work out in this situation. How are they going to book it working with the firm? I'm just saying. Finally, FTR and Spears versus the Embassy. I'm going to give you it like this. Did we need to see the match? No. Did I care about the match? No. Do I care about what happened afterward? Yes, because OGK showed up. And they didn't say they're from Impact Wrestling, guys. They said they're the Kingdom. not from Impact Wrestling. They're the Kingdom, talking about they used to be part of ROH. Talking about they held the title in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and they held the titles from ROH. And they want those damn titles back. So they go into the ring, they start fighting. Samoa Joe and Wardlow come out, they lend a hand. It's just one big smudge, and now there might be an 8-man tag on the next Rampage. My guess is going to be Rampage. I don't think they're just going to leave it like that. I think it's going to be like that. An 8-man tag by Rampage, not on this Tuesday's Dynamite. I will tell you that it was important to see that. But then it's not at the same time because ROH does not exist. And that leads me to the last thing I'm going to talk about, the Jericho Appreciation Society. When you see Garcia, Daniel Garcia, and that he has made it very clear that he learned a lot from his mentor, Bryan Danielson. He still followed a Chris Jericho who made him into a sports entertainer. A sports entertainer will beat a pro wrestler every time, and that's why he decided to abandon what he was doing, because he was thinking about it, but now he's done. He's done. He's not going to be a wrestler or sports entertainer. He will be. And then we get Castle, who was, I forgot the name of the group he's with the two guys in the back. But Chris Jericho made it very clear he's going after every champion. And when is it? Detroit Castle, I believe that's his name. I could be wrong about the name, because I've only seen him once before. Or was it twice? It's been a while. But Castle made it very clear that next to being the Trios champion of ROH, which I don't understand why, he is a former champion. And he will do everything he can to get that damn title back, because it's a disgrace around his waist. So I believe this, what was it, Rampage? This next Rampage or this Dynamite, he's going to be challenging him. So they're still destroying ROH to bring it back up. Do I believe this show was okay? Not bad. Is it better than SmackDown? No. SmackDown was better. SmackDown was better. It doesn't mean that Rampage was bad. It's just SmackDown was just a better show. You could see SmackDown and you would like a little bit more than you would like Rampage. But this is just my point of view. And I hope you enjoyed this double feature. That's what I'm probably going to call it. Just a double feature of SmackDown and Rampage. Maybe I'll put LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. Maybe. I don't know yet. Peace.